So my name is Dr. Chen Barak. I'm the CEO of Nanomedic Technologies. I've been in the company for more than 6 years now. I'm I have a PhD in biomedical engineering as a background, and I've been in the medical device industry in Israel for more than 20 years in different startups and in different areas of the medical field. Nanomedic is a relatively new company. We were founded in 2018, the end of 2018, as a spin-off from another company by the name of Nycast. And we are basically experts or leaders in the development of portable electrospinning technology for medical applications. And currently we are focusing on the wound care market, but in the future it may go other directions as well. So basically, if we talk about electrospinning technology in general, it's a technology that comes in big machines, kind of industrial size machine, multiple parameters, computer controlled and everything. And what it does, it creates fibrous matrix from solution, polymer solutions, different polymer solutions. It can be many kind of materials. It can be many kind of additives, and it can result in different kind of matrices. But because if it is a fibrous matrix, if you look under the microscope, it does look like a spider web. And this is why it's this connotation comes up. What we did is we took this technology and miniaturized it into a handheld battery operated device that actually can come to the patient wherever he is and treat him on the spot, in situ. So kind of taking the manufacturing site from the traditional place, into basically where the patient is. And what we do is we apply or we print in real time a nanofibrous matrix that covers the wound, basically being a skin substitute, a transient skin substitute, instead of the skin that is missing for whatever reason. It can be a burn, it can be an abrasion, it can be a surgery, it can be different kind of injuries where the skin is missing. And this is where we come in and we kind of cover it with a temporary skin-like layer that remains there until the healing is complete. And this is a very unique point because we apply it once at the point of care, and this layer remains on the wound and throughout the healing process. And when the skin underneath is fully recovered or fully healed, our layer, our matrix dries off and peels off spontaneously. So of course we had to go through the standard pathway of development of a medical device that is highly regulated, and both in Europe and in the US, it's all over the world. So we had to go through bench testing, a lot of bench testing, which we did here at home in our office, and then animal studies to validate that what we think is right, that it works indeed on such and such wounds. And then after that, we could go to clinical studies to actually treat patients with the Stinker system. And that's what we did. And today we have about 300 patients that were treated already with the Stinker, suffering from burns, second-degree burns, surgical wounds like donocytes, for example. And we have shown that we are safe and effective, as we have to demonstrate for the regulatory, which resulted in a CE mark. So we are approved already in Europe to sell. And this goes to European countries, but also to other countries worldwide that accept the CE as a standard. And we are already in process with the FDA to be approved in the US. So we are not yet there, but we are definitely on the way. We definitely think we have a paradigm shift in our hands, because it really, if you think about it, when you think about wound care, you always, the first thing you think about is a piece of fabric, may be very advanced, it may be less advanced, but it's still a piece of fabric that you take from the shelf and you apply it on the wound. That's the very general concept of bandages and dressings, even if they are advanced and they contain, sophisticated fabrics or sophisticated materials, they still are kind of stuck in the same concept. And we are coming from a complete different angle. We are actually manufacturing this layer as a fully personalized solution on the patient, on the wound in real time. So we always start from a single ampoule with our formulation, specific special formulation. So we don't have different sizes, we don't have different shapes. We always start with this material that we have. We put it in the device and we create this matrix, this nanofibrous matrix. We print it directly on the wound, whatever the geometry of the wound is. So we don't care if it's big or small or round or square or whatever. So when all the other solutions in the market are used to do kind of patchwork, to cover the wounds and then apply over it additional layers to fixate it, or even staples or adhesives, all kinds of adhesives to make it, affixed to the wound, we don't need that. Our layer, our matrix is fitting fully to the geometry of the wound, fully to the morphology of the wound. So we follow all the humps and bumps that the wound would have. It is never a very flat, the injuries are never flat and uniform. It's not the case. So the fact that we actually print it in real time allows us to follow 100% with 100% accuracy the form and the geometry of the wound. And this also allows us to cover areas that are normally very hard to dress, like faces, for example. Think about it, putting dressing or bandages on the face is very complicated. It takes time. It is very inconvenient for the patient. You end up like a mummy, with all these layers around, right? So with our case, we can follow exactly the geometry of the face in a single layer, and that's it. And you can think about other areas of the body, like hands, where the mobility is very important to be kept, right? So with normal dressings, you would end up with a glove, kind of a glove or boxing glove, and your hand will be fixated. Whereas with our solution, we apply the layer, and the layer is flexible enough to allow the patient to continue and move during the healing process. So getting back to normal life, to daily tasks much more quickly than they used to. So there are a lot of aspects to it. So it's excellent for the patient, giving him a better quality of life during the injury time, which is anyhow traumatic and complex. But also for the physicians, it's a single time application. You don't need to redress, to remove, redress, and treat. The layer actually becomes transparent very quickly after you apply it. So the physicians can assess the wound or assess the healing through the layer. So, they don't need to remove it. They just see it. They know if everything is okay, great. If something looks, suspicious, then they know what to do. But they have full control over the process. And then there is also the issue of the healthcare system, of course, with the cost effectiveness. And, every stakeholder looks at different aspects of wound care. And we are trying to, to provide a decent solution for all stakeholders that improves the current reality. And if you add onto it the portability issue that will allow you to go anywhere. So hospitals is a very, of course, the first and very clear place to be, but you can be in every clinic, in every school, in emergency services, in ambulances, in and also at home. So there's a significant trend today to home care. It's a worldwide trend. The hospitals are trying to release the patients as early as possible and complete the treatment at home. Sending nurses, sending physicians to the patient, to his home, and complete the treatment there. And with our portable device, it's very easy. It's just basically built for that. So there are kind of a complete set of advantages that serves us here to lead a really different approach to wound care, a paradigm shift. Um, this is due to this very innovative system that is first in the market. There's no other such systems in the market. So it's really a very unique approach to wound care, unique and innovative. I just want to throw some futuristic thoughts that might you know give the readers a more broad view, because our system is a platform. So we now have this one ampoule that we are using on all those patients that we have done, and all the hundreds that we will do in the future. But we are also able to incorporate in our ampoule, in our solution, uh, additives that will support the healing in more complex situations, like very deep burns, like hard to heal wounds, like chronic wounds. So we have a whole pipeline of products that will be, it's like an espresso model kind of thing. You have one machine and a lot of different ampoules. So we will have this. This is our vision, and this is where we go. Going, from the current ampoule that we have, adding antibacterial components to it, and collagen and different additives, all the way through embedding cellular treatments, which is the highest today, is the highest level of treatment for wound care, for the most complex, most challenging cases. And we intend to be there. We intend to lead the way. So this is what Nanomedic is all about.